Across the river from where I live once held the largest building in the world. I sat down with Roane County Mayor and my neighbor, Wade Cresswell, to talk about its past and the nuclear future now being built here.
The families that gave up everything, incredibly short period of time, for the war effort as patriots to help the United States end an existential crisis. That's where it all started. September 1942 happens. And this is after President Franklin Roosevelt had read Albert Einstein's letter, and he hires General Leslie Groves, who had just built the Pentagon. K-25 was actually just one giant building, and it was specifically for gaseous diffusion. That site ended up providing much of the uranium used in weapons production throughout the Cold War. And we haven't enriched uranium in this country really much since then. Our country realized we've got some work to do. There's been serious injuries to the environment in this community, and it's got to be cleaned up. That now we're returning it back to the private sector. We don't want to repeat that same cycle. When we're going in this time, we know better. So this life cycle should look a lot different than the last time. If you go back and look at TVA's projections of energy demand 10 years ago, there was no anticipation that we were going to see the hockey stick exponential increase in energy demand. If you look at the methods to generate enough power to meet that demand, there's only a few ways you can do that, and nuclear goes to the top of the list. The nuclear renaissance to meet this energy demand that's coming so quickly can really only happen here.
Today, this land is part of what many are calling America's nuclear renaissance. Here at the Heritage Center, companies like Kairos Power, TriSoX, BWXT, and Orano are building the next generation of nuclear technology on the very ground where uranium was once enriched in secrecy.
Well, the first one, Kairos Power was the first one, and then we had TriSoX. Then we announced Orano, which is the largest private capital investment in state history, multiple billion-dollar project to enrich uranium, commercial fuel. BWXT, doing a components manufacturing facility. They've stood that facility up. It's almost complete. It started in June. Then we had an Oklo announced, going to do fuel reprocessing and reactor manufacturing. And then Radiant just recently announced to do micro reactor manufacturing. We can't sacrifice our community's health and our environmental conditions. We can't go back to where we were and have these legacy environmental issues.
From secrecy to science to renewal, this land has seen more than most places ever will. What happened here helped end a world war. What happens next may help power the future.